evening. I'm Vicki Brand.
I'm Vinnie Brand.
And welcome to Tuesday night.
Live-ish.
Live-ish.
This is a pre-record, but it's a great show. A lot of things happened last week. We're going to tell you about them. We'll be back live next week, maybe. Depends on Noah's mother. And right now, enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in. I am annoyed beyond belief right now.
Why?
Because there's one winner for the Powerball.
I know, I can't believe it.
It's not us. It's not us. And the person lives in California. So automatically, you know they're a flaming jerk-off. I know you know that. You know that some jackass in California, all right, and you know what makes me happy?
What?
California's going to tax the living snot out of their winnings. Congratulations, jackass. You spoiled my dreams. You know I had the money spent.
You did. So we were actually at our good friend Adam and Melissa Braun's wedding this Saturday.
We were at a great wedding. But are you going to, okay.
No, and so we're going to get into the wedding in a minute. But at that wedding, Vinnie made a bunch of friends, and they were all talking about the lottery. And Vinnie was detailing his very, very precise plan that he has.
Elaborate.
Yes, I said that.
I turned it off.
Okay. So Vinnie had, budget set. He had projections. You really gave it a lot of thought.
Can I tell you something? I gave it a lot of thought. And one of them said that they would give away the vast majority of the money and keep 100 million. To which I said, you don't deserve to win. You're an ass. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because I would give the money away.
Well, there was one girl at the wedding, one woman at the wedding saying she wouldn't give any of the money away.
I'm telling you.
She's like, I wouldn't give any of the money away.
She made me laugh. I would give lots of money away. I would give money to Gulfstream for the new G7. I would give money to McLaren. I would give money to, a home in Naples. But we don't have to think about it anymore because the largest jackpot in history went to one jackass
in California.
Mm-hmm. You know what I was thinking about, by the way? Because there was a big delay, a big brouhaha today.
Yeah, it was delayed by like 10 hours, right?
Now, listen, tell me, I don't believe, I'm not a conspiracy guy at all.
Right.
But what do you think would happen if, like, let's say Gavin Newsom won or Nancy Pelosi won? Mm-hmm. People would go apeshit. They would. I think the government would have to step in and say, you don't get this money. You can't win. Because immediately, it was fixed.
Well, they're not specifying what the big holdup was. They said that all 48 lottery agencies, when something of this magnitude happens with the Powerball, that the security protocols have to be in place. However, they never specified what it was, what happened, but during that time frame, I'm guessing that the interest accrued more because that's why it went from, because it's $2.1 billion now.
No, couldn't have been the interest that made it go up.
I don't know. It's a higher amount. Last night they said it was like 1.98, and then this morning was like 2.1.
I think that's the total tally coming in. Now, what did happen, it was a 10-hour delay.
Right.
What did happen during that 10 hours, and this I read online,
right?
It was a $2.2 billion win. Mm-hmm. But due to rampant inflation, it's now only worth $600.
Well, there you go.
So that person got screwed.
There you go. Seems to go along with the times that we're living in.
We voted today.
Monkeypox, COVID.
Yes.
Lottery taking a tank. Yeah.
Let's talk about Adam and Melissa's wedding.
Yeah, Adam and Melissa's wedding.
And then we're going to talk about the fact that we voted today. And then we'll do whatever you plan. Because, now my brain's kicking into gear. You make me so happy. I was in such a bad mood coming down here because of all the BS that I went through today. A lot of BS, including not winning the Powerball. I mean, I had spent that money so efficiently in my brain that not getting it created a decoupling of my fantasy world to my reality world.
You just sounded like Gwyneth Paltrow for a second. The decoupling of my fantasy world to my reality world. My conscious uncoupling of my two worlds.
Well, you know what's interesting about that? I also just made a candle that smells like my rectum.
Well, there you go.
Gwyneth Paltrow has a hoochie candle.
She does have a hoochie candle that sold out.
I think my rectum candle is going to be a hot seller. I smell roses and horse shit.
Oh, that's so funny.
So anyway, so
My eye just.
I'm gonna make a rectum candle.
All right. It would probably be a bestseller.
It will sell.
It would sell.
It will sell.
Because tons of people would give it to other people. Well, that's what it is, and you have to have like a marketing ploy, like pumpkin spice, and but really it smells like your hiney.
Rectum spice rectum spice. There we go. So anyway, we went to a great wedding.
We did.
And listen, we for whatever reason, we got invited to a lot of weddings this year.
We did get invited to all.
Did we get to go to all of them?
No,
we declined a couple.
We couldn't go to Pam and Daryl's. Pam worked for us.
Yeah, we didn't decline, the wrong word, I should say.
Yeah, we didn't decline. We couldn't go. We had conflicts. We had conflicts with their wedding. And I have to say that there have been a bunch of customers that have invited us to weddings, but they do it through you, like with email and text, and then we never find out. So
if you're trying to contact me for any type of social engagement, you should understand one thing. The last thing I planned alone was asking you to marry me. That's it. That's the last thing. And I had Richie help me with that.
Yeah, you did have Richie help you with that. But in defense of you don't answer all your texts. And that's just because there's not enough time.
That does not sound like a defense.
No, but you don't have enough time.
You are the rectum that the candle smells like. You're it.
No, but you don't have enough time to answer all your texts because you do get like a crazy amount of texts. And so I have seen after the fact, someone will have said, oh, I invited you guys to our wedding, whatnot. But you don't always say if you can make it.
And let's be fair right now, right?
Right.
Let's be fair right now. I'm so busy right now.
You are so busy.
And I have been, and so are you. The difference between you and I is you have an overarching concern for people. And I do too, but not in the same way. I have 900 unanswered texts. Right now, on my phone, there are 925 texts.
Yeah, see, I only have...
and let me tell you something, 900 of them are just people reaching me through my OnlyFans page.
Well, there you go. I have 182, but I've actually responded. This is just because I'm in group chats. But I have responded to everybody. But sometimes it takes me a full 24 hours to get back to people because I want to be thoughtful of sometimes of what my answer is. So
you only want to be thoughtful sometimes.
No. I mean, listen, like if somebody's just, it's a quick like something to, with one of my friends about Cassie and we're going back and forth, that's one thing. But if it's another thing of somebody saying like, hey, do you guys want to do dinner or something? I have to check my calendar. So instead of saying, let me check my calendar, I just pause until I can check my calendar.
And I don't have a calendar for social activity.
No.
You tell me what I'm doing. Now, let's get back to the wedding.
Yes,
because we keep getting off. Do you have pictures of the wedding?
Yes, we have pictures of the wedding.
What picture are we seeing?
So they're all going to show at one time.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit before I go up, I guess. So the wedding was at a beautiful farm.
Yeah.
In South Jersey.
Yep, Southampton.
And we've known Adam for a long time, and Melissa for a long time, but I've known Adam for a really long time.
Really long time, since,
Adam,
he was a young man.
He was a young man. And Derek said the funniest thing ever.
What did Derek say?
I said, you've never seen Adam the way we saw Adam on Saturday night. And Derek goes, normal. And but he looked so sharp. And she's such a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And the wedding was just a blast. We had a lot of fun.
It was an amazing time.
He mentioned me in his opening.
Okay, so let me just let me back up. So we're at this gorgeous wedding, and they have their family and their bridal party. You know, Adam's brother's in the bridal party, and her best friend that she's been friends with since she was 12, and you know, their sister-in-laws are there, whatever. The kids are all there. His sister's there. And they say the bride and groom are going to make a speech. And this is after we've done their first dance and the groom and bride dancing with their, you know, father and mother respectively. And so Melissa does a very touching speech about family traveling there and thank you for being part of the wedding. And then Vinnie, Adam gets on the microphone and says, "There's one person I'd like to thank, Vinnie Brand." And then, of course, this one, smile ear to ear. And then Adam proceeds to say how I'm with Vinnie, and then did a whole bit of Vinnie's about our marriage. He did my material. Yeah, about our marriage. And then ended the bit with, you can reach me at, 732-545, haha. That's 732-545, haha. Or on Twitter on Vinnie_brand. That's Vinnie, VINNIE_brand. So yeah, it was really funny. But what's so funny is when I told the kids about it at first, our kids didn't get it. They were like, what? And I was like, no, it was really funny because everyone, especially in that light, because if you don't know Adam, you don't know what a huge fan of comedy is.
He knows more about comedy.
He knows more about comedy than anything. But he does this thing and this is what the kids know. I don't think the kids have ever met Adam in person.
Well, they would have met him at the dinner. He came here for dinner.
They were babies, Vinny. Your mom was still alive.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think Maddie's remembering when she was 3.
That's right. You hid the babies.
I did not. So anyway, but they know him because in your phone, it says Adam the Clown. What?
Adam Clown.
Adam Clown.
Yeah, because he used to dress up how he still dresses up how he's a clown.
Yeah. But how they know him, so Vinny's computer always sits in our kitchen. So, and his texts always pop up because it's always open. And Adam does this thing that when any celebrity dies, he texts Vinny like, Joan Rivers dead. We have
a running joke about.
Right, and it's always just their name. So, Aaron Carter just passed away. So it would.
Who passed away?
Aaron Carter. I told you.
Adam didn't text me. He might be with his wedding.
Well, it was.
Adam's sibling.
It said Aaron Carter dead. But no, well, you wouldn't. That Aaron Carter wasn't someone I think that he would necessarily.
Adam knows. Adam could be an agent.
Mm-hmm.
He's just knows everything. But the other joke of that is, I don't know if you ever see it. We're both big fans of George Wallace, the comedian.
Right.
And George Wallace is, he's not an old guy. George is 70, whatever he is. Young guy.
Yeah.
But for some reason, a long time ago, we got into this joke. George Wallace is still alive. And George Wallace is going to outlive everybody.
Right.
And, so he always texts me the updates. I have to ask him about Aaron Carter now.
Yeah, so anytime. So that's how the kids know him. Mm-hmm. So they don't know that he's a big comedy fan. And so, but everyone at the wedding knew that about him. So it was particularly funny because he is such a big comedy fan that he was able to do your bit. But yeah, no, it was a great time. I loved that wedding. It was so fun.
The wedding was great. You know what I liked? The nuptials were quick. So they walked down the aisle. Melissa, Adam's sister-in-law was the pastorette.
The reverend. It's not called the pastorette. It's not called the pastorette.
I thought that was a show, the pastorette.
Now, but she did something tricky because she said, I'm his brother's first wife. So I assume they were divorced, and I guess she was just trying to be funny.
She was trying to be funny a couple times. She said that, and then she said, I'm going to talk for the next 45 minutes about...
Yeah, no, I got that.
And I was a little concerned because sometimes the pastor or pastorette goes a little bit on themselves, and she did such a great job.
She did a great job.
And it was quick, and then their vows were great, and then the funniest thing happened. Melissa's nervous. She puts the ring on his right hand.
Yeah.
And his face, he's looking at Melissa and he's going, she's not getting it. And everybody else is getting it. And he's like, looking at her. And then she had to try and take it off and it wouldn't come off right away. It was hysterical.
Well, I mean, things like that happen because, we just went to Amir and Rebecca's wedding
about
a month ago. And
another great wedding.
it was freezing out. And
Not quite as good as that perfect wedding.
No. Rebecca
Also at a farm.
Yes, also at a farm. But one of the things that when we got married, that our Reverend had said to both of us, listen, when you're in that moment, strange things happen.
Yes.
And, your fingers swell. You might start sneezing just because your nerves are so like hyped up for that day. So at Amir's wedding, remember, his finger was swollen and Rebecca couldn't get the ring on the finger. So like it was like stuck. So she's like trying to get the ring on. So, those things happen. Like Melissa.
It was. And then, of course, the music was great. The food was great. And then we drove home and listened to Michigan stomp like a snot out of Rutgers the second half. It was very close first half. So we want to thank Melissa. Do you have the pictures?
Yeah, he's putting them up.
Oh, you put them up?
Yeah.
Just so much fun. Thank you very much for having us at your night.
We had a really, really wonderful time, and those apple, cinnamon, sugar donuts were amazing.
I'm still running mine off. It was so funny to watch that one woman come up with a napkin.
My kind of lady. She went up, so there was this big, it was almost like a board.
A pegboard.
With pegs, right, and the donuts all hung on the pegs, and then there was a display, like a plate of them as well. And she literally came up with a napkin, opened up the napkin, and she didn't care who saw. She was just taking them and wrapping them up.
Yeah, it was hysterical.
Wrapping them up, yeah.
As opposed to us, we scarfed ours down like gentle people.
Well, I mean, it feels weird to like take a whole bunch of donuts out of somebody else's wedding.
I just got a text. It is called the pastorette.
Okay, you didn't get a text because we're not live. We're pre-recording. So Vinny's a fucking liar.
Ooh, watch your language.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that, right? And now there was something else we want to talk about.
So we also wanted to talk about, Vinny got to, we had Wanda Sykes on Sunday in Bridgeport, which is super cool. Always love having Wanda Sykes.
Neil. Thank you.
Yeah. But Vinny got to fly in Neil's plane. Neil and Alexis flew Vinny up to Bridgeport to work and see Wanda Sykes. And then you got to fly.
Listen, this is another reason.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm so pissed off.
I know.
Okay, because I would have had a plane. I would have had a plane tomorrow.
I know you would have had a plane tomorrow.
And and it was great. Neil's a great pilot. Alexis is a doll too.
Yeah.
But they fly up, and the best part about it, you're looking down at the traffic I'm normally in, and I'm like, this is awesome. It took 30 minutes to get there.
Only 30 minutes. Wow.
And, well, we got diverted around because Biden was in New York.
Right.
And typical of the Biden administration, they couldn't find the runway. And the plane was lost, and they blamed the whole thing on Trump. No, Biden was in New York with Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. So there were two big hitters in New York.
Right.
And so we had to fly a little bit around circuitous route to get there.
Right.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I in my head, I thought I would like to be a pilot at some point. Mm-hmm. I'd love to learn how to fly.
Right.
But even those little planes, you're talking to a tower nonstop.
Right.
And I already know I can never be a pilot because I don't think they have time for what? Wait, what? Say it again. I can't do that. I couldn't hear anything.
Right.
I had the headset on. I got the punctured eardrum going on.
Right, you do. Vinny has a punctured eardrum, so unfortunately, his hearing is worse than normal because he has a punctured eardrum.
We just had a moment right before it started. I didn't know you were talking, and I said, "What are we talking about?" You were saying how nice you were to get me my tea, and I didn't hear that. And I said, "You know what we're talking about?" And you got mad at me, very, very mad.
Well, it came out very curt.
Well, this is, you were mad at me for not being able to hear you. It's very similar to, let's say you throw a baseball to a crippled kid and he doesn't run and catch it.
Stop it.
You'd be mad at the crippled kid.
No, the reason why I get mad at you.
You would be mad.
No, the reason why I get mad at you, and Noah can back this up, Vinny will say, he will look up, so he'll be looking down. You'll say something. He'll look up to say, what? And then I go to repeat it. And so help me God, he looks right back down and starts typing. And then he looks up again and goes, what? And then I say it again. But he knows he has to read my lips. Does he keep his eyes on my lips Nope.
I can't
Look
keep my
back
eyes on your
down
lips. You're
and
so
look back
beautiful.
down. Oh, shut up. You do it all the time. And then you get mad at me because I get frustrated. And then you say every time, no, so mad at me because I'm deaf. And I'm like, no, I'm mad because you're not paying attention and looking at my lips.
Listen to me. Just because I'm deaf doesn't mean that I don't get to be like every other teenager and be distracted by technology. I should not be discriminated against because I'm on the TikTok.
You're on the TikTok. On the TikTok. So we also had another thing,
Oh, wait. I want to just thank Neil. Neil, I
yeah.
owe you. And Alexis, I owe you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call him after this. I owe you. And you got to take that ride someday. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. Yeah, he can fly, man.
Right.
Yeah. And afterward, I saw a private jet, which solidified for me what I'd be doing. And now some jackass in California is going to have my jet. Mm-hmm. Good.
So another big thing happened over the weekend. So you guys all know that we love everybody that comes to the club.
We love
everybody that
Not
comes
everybody.
to the club. Well, now not everybody. So
Are you
I
going to
don't
tell
know.
that story on
I am going to tell that story. I'm going to leave out her name, but I'm going to tell that story.
Make it quick because it's got more punch. Because you should tell it like it happened.
Okay, I will. So, but I just want everyone to know, though, I want to preface it by saying that this is the first time, really, in Stress Factor history.
We've never.
We've always tried to work around everything. So
But we've also never had something like this happen.
No, never like this. So I think the pandemic has made some people go cuckoo.
Vicki, there are some people in the world right now that I experience every day. I can't hear something, and then they get nasty.
Oh, shut up. Stop it. So anyway, we get a phone call on Saturday night from Patty, and she's letting us know that something has occurred. And I won't go through the whole lineage of how it happened and what happened, but essentially we found out that a young woman was sat for approximately 6 minutes for the second show. And if anyone's been at the second show, it's 300 people coming in and
It's
sat
happening
quickly. It's very fast. And she was sitting in Maddie's section. And I'm not saying this just because Maddie's our daughter, but Maddie is also one of our top ringers.
That's the ringer. That's important, of course.
It is.
She gets compliment after compliment.
Right.
They say all the time, she looks like you, she talks like you, she's beautiful. Like they say to me.
But no, it's important for the story because if you're one of the top ringers, there's a huge correlation, obviously, of course, that you're quick to your tables.
Yes.
And you're getting them quick service.
And people like to they come out to eat and drink.
Right, you're out to eat and drink. So
And laugh.
Right. And so on the second show, Maddie has a whole speech. So that way she goes from table to table super fast. She has a different approach in the early show. So this couple was sat after a bunch of other people. So Maddie goes up to the table and the girl immediately says, can I say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She immediately says to Maddie, what the fuck? And Maddie says, excuse me? To which she repeats it again. And then Maddie thinks she's kidding. And Maddie said, come on, you're in a comedy club. Like, you're here to have a good time. And the woman said, what are you, a moron?
What are you, an effing moron?
Yeah, what are you, an effing moron? And Maddie was so confused. And then she started berating Maddie because she didn't have drinks yet.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. And she hadn't ordered yet. And so then Maddie started crying and she continued to berate Maddie. So Maddie runs to the bar. Maddie does not tell Patty that it's happened. But Patty sees that there's like a commotion at the bar. So she goes over and asks Maddie about it. And Maddie says, no, I just want to do my job. I'm not going to worry about it. But we don't allow that at the club.
But how good is it that our kid didn't pull I'm the owner's daughter card.
Oh, yeah.
At all. She said, nope, I'm going to do my job. And I'm not going to run and tattle. I'm going to do my job.
Right.
Which I'm super proud.
Right.
That she,
So Patty goes over to the table and the girlfriend is now gone. She's not at the table. And Patty comes up to the boyfriend and says, excuse me, was there a problem here? Now, Patty doesn't know everything that this girl has said to Maddie. She just knows that Maddie was yelled at. And he said, no, it's fine now. It's fine now. Which, in my mind, how is that fine now?
That's always the way. Someone that makes a problem, they don't want to, the only way to make the problem fine, they have to be wrong. So it's easier to just go, it's fine now.
Yeah,
like,
it's fine now.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong.
It's all good.
We're not yelling at her right now. It's
right.
fine.
So as it happens, the girl has now gone up to the bar to try to order the drinks.
Right.
And Doug is there, and he says he knows what's happening. So he says, oh, you can't order drinks at the bar, but Patty, the manager, is looking to talk to you. So she goes outside, and Patty basically says, listen, I'm sorry, you can't yell at anybody. But Patty trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, because that's what we always try to do. Like, people have bad days. People go through bad things. People have hard times. And maybe you lose your mind for a second. And that's what we would try to think. Patty says to her, you know, what's going on? What happened? To which the woman said, I got up at 5 a.m. That was her excuse. I got up at 5 a.m. And
that's for me.
Okay. And Patty says, what? And then Patty, not realizing she said this out loud, she said, is there something wrong with you? And like, is there something wrong with you?
What she said is the clocks just went back.
Yeah.
And yours went full cuckoo.
So anyway, so the woman and Patty basically says, I'm sorry, you can't go back in unless you apologize to our server. We don't allow that. That's abusive. Like, you just can't do that. We don't allow people to treat our staff that way. So the woman begrudgingly apologizes to Madison because people are looking, to which she says to Maddie, sorry, I got up at 5 a.m.
All the tables around Maddie.
Well, I'm getting to that. So she sits back down. She's totally nasty to Maddie and won't talk to Maddie. So I was very proud of Maddie because Maddie continued to service them, and Patty offered for somebody else to take the table. Maddie wouldn't do it. Now Patty hears the full story of what the woman has said to Maddie, because Maddie has now called us. I've called Patty, and now we collectively say she's banned. So at the end of the night, Maddie goes up. This is what, I don't know if I told you this. Maddie goes up, and they're sitting right underneath your name. And
oh boy.
Maddie goes up, gets them to pay. They pay the bill. And then Maddie says to them, I'm really sorry you weren't happy with your service.
Which is really not the way. That's a misnomer, because the service was good.
Right, exactly. She said, but in the future, if you have a problem, full disclosure, I'm the owner's daughter, and you could reach out to Vinnie Brand directly to tell him you're unhappy. But I've got to tell you, I truthfully don't think you're going to be allowed back in these walls.
Yes, you will.
And so she walks away. So we have instructed Patty to walk up and say to her, to get the name that they've checked in, because we are literally banning this person for life.
You have to, because Patty also said, okay, you're going to tell it.
Right.
With the crazy eyes.
Yeah, so Patty walks up, but she's walking up with a free ticket in their hand. So it looks like she's going to give them free tickets. And, oh, by the way, the whole time the boyfriend keeps apologizing. And so Patty walks up, gets their name that they've checked into, and then she turns directly to the girlfriend and says, her name's Emily. I won't say her last name. Emily, you are permanently banned from the Stress Factory Comedy Club. It is never okay for you to berate someone and call someone a moron. But particularly in these walls of the Stress Factory, we won't allow it. So you are permanently banned. To which the whole time, the girl sat there with crazy eyes smiling at Patty like this.
Yeah.
And then Patty said all of a sudden she bolted up, was pushing chairs out of the way, and then ran across the chairs.
Yep.
While the boyfriend kept apologizing.
Yeah.
And
the girl was, I heard the girl was attractive, right?
So Patty said,
be careful.
What?
Go ahead.
No, I mean, there's a whole theory about this. Patty said she's beautiful, and he's
You can't say that. The guy was nice.
Doesn't matter.
That's the problem.
So, but regardless,
The guy sees it.
Stop. He's not going to watch this. He's banned from the Stress Factory.
No, because you know what's going to happen?
He got lumped in.
No, you know what's going to happen? Emily knows people. Emily has told the story, and she put her spin on it.
I don't think Emily has many friends.
Yeah, but in Emily's world.
Honestly, all the surrounding tables said she was awful.
Yeah.
They were applauding Patty for doing that. The staff was clapping for Patty. That's how awful she was. And on top of that, another table said she had just gotten kicked out of a restaurant for doing the same thing to somebody else.
Banned from that restaurant.
Banned from that restaurant.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Banned.
And we had a ban. We could talk about it. I mean, we had a ban that late night guy. What's his name again?
What late night guy?
James Corbin?
Huh?
James Corbin?
Yeah, he's also banned.
Oh, James Corbin. Yeah. No.
So here's the thing. The woman had crazy eyes. Mm-hmm. And the guy, I'm sure he's an attractive man, but the girl sounds like maybe she was on par, maybe more attractive. And that's the thing. That guy said to himself, I have to deal with this because I've achieved the station. No, that level of crazy doesn't
psycho.
Get better.
No.
This is why I say to everybody, the right time to get married is when you've watched your potential wife become a psycho. And because all women have the propensity to become psycho. And then what happens is when you
women.
When you see a level of psycho, and it doesn't go beyond that, and you can settle on that level of psycho is acceptable, that's who you marry.
Sure.
You find someone whose level of psycho you can tolerate.
I think it goes both ways.
No.
Yes, it goes both ways. But
I don't think I've ever seen you be psycho.
No.
I should be worried. There could be a level. There should be a level I haven't unearthed yet. No, I mean, listen.
But it was really just so unsettling that someone thinks that it's okay. And listen, Patty tried, because everyone has moments in life where you're ashamed of your behavior because you have other things going on and you don't mean to be rude or you're upset about something else. And Patty did say she was trying to give the girl the benefit of the doubt that perhaps there was something bigger in her life going on, which a normal person would then say, geez, I'm so sorry. I have X, Y, or Z in my life. And Patty also asked the boyfriend, like, is she drunk? Like, we're trying to make sense of this behavior. But nope, she was not drunk. And this is just who she is.
I've had a million moments that I've regretted. And in the last 15 years, I go seek the people out and say, hey, I'm sorry. And they'll say, don't worry about it. I go, no, I am worried about it, which has reduced my number of psycho moments.
Right.
Because I learned to understand that you're going to have that moment. If you're in a relationship with this guy's in, like, honest to God, that woman sounded nuts. Now, we did not ban the guy that fought Derek and Mark.
No.
He didn't fight them, but he went, they had to tackle him. We didn't ban the guy that took a swing at me.
No, that's what I mean. That's why it was so...
We didn't ban the girls who constantly come on to me. We didn't ban them.
No. But in all of those incidences, after the fact, there's a moment of, Jiminy Crickets, what did I do? I'm so sorry. I had a bad moment. I had blah, blah, blah going on in my life, and I took it out on you, and I'm sorry. Her only justification, which she said to both Patty and Maddie, is that she got up at 5.
Yeah, she got up at 5 because the voices in her head were going, get up, quick, wake up and go psycho.
Yeah.
By the way, when you say Jiminy Crickets, I know. I don't know. It's just, you're such a wholesome individual on this podcast. It's so cute. Jiminy Crickets. Let me ask you something.
I said the F-bomb before.
Did Opie come home from school yet? Jiminy Crickets.
Out of town.
So listen, we have any weird news?
No, we don't. That was our weird news. That was it. That's all we had, really. And then the next week, we got to figure it out because it's Noah's mom's birthday and he wants to take off.
Noah's mom's birthday. He wants to take her out. Like, she couldn't celebrate during the day.
Or be a guest on our podcast.
She could be a guest. What did I say before? I said, your mother can't come here? I mean, it's total bullshit. Ask your mother if she wants to come next week.
I'm sure she probably wants to go out and celebrate.
You don't want to know his mother?
No, she probably wants to celebrate her birthday. It's her turn.
Well, okay, let's say she has plans. And now suddenly she realizes this is an option. She's going to want to cancel.
No,
those
what are you
plans.
doing with your mom?
I think we're going out to dinner on Saturday. So the actual birthday itself is we're going to hang with her. So
When's her birthday?
her birthday is Tuesday.
Her birthday's Tuesday, but they're going out to dinner on Saturday. On Tuesday, they're just gonna be good kids.
Have your mother here. Bring your mother and your. Can they come?
Yes, but it's a big birthday, Vinny.
We could do the birthday cake right here.
I know, but it's a
I
big
met
birthday.
Noah's parents.
Yes, but it's a big birthday. If she wants to
You're gonna be
celebrate,
surprised. You because you judged Noah, you didn't think they were gonna be nice people. They are. They are nice. Sometimes too negative make. I mean, too
no,
positive make.
because Noah's the only game in town right now because his sister is down in Colombia. So they want there's not another kid to offset the birthday celebration.
Okay, I want
So-
Noah's mother to know this is an option, and we'll let her decide.
Right, because I know with my 3 kids, if my one kid has somewhere to go, another kid's I'll pick up the slack, I'll be there. So Noah's picking up the slack because his sister's in Colombia.
All I'm asking Noah to do is go home and say, "Mom, Vinnie and Vicki have invited you. Do you want to go or not?" And if she doesn't, okay, fine. She's
Right.
off the Christmas card list.
Off, right off. So all right, we gotta go because
Last thing.
Yes.
We voted.
Oh, we did vote. We did vote.
We voted. And I predict it's going to be a little bit of a red tide. I think it's going to be a little.
I don't know any of the colors.
Red is Republican, blue is Democrat.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to tend red this time.
See, I can never tell because everyone just wears red and blue when they're stumping, like the colors of the flag.
Well, I think it's going to be red. And I think it's going to go toward the right. And at the voting thing, I said, this is what I said to the voting lady.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, I'm Vinnie Brand. I'm going to vote Democrat, so I need 5 ballots. And I was just being funny. And
She was very funny.
she was great.
She was very.
She was so sweet. But, I think it's very funny. And then I put a little funny thing up.
Yeah, you did. No, I mean, yeah.
Follow on Facebook. 42,000 followers right now on Facebook. Thank you very much, Facebook followers. Also, Instagram and Twitter and TikTok all growing nicely. The video Noah put up yesterday did 103,000 views roughly.
That's
on
incredible.
just Instagram.
Wow, that's incredible.
And so, and the other one's at 44 million. So we're so happy you're sharing it. And please keep doing that.
Yeah.
We love you guys. And
We
we're
love
out.
you. Have a good night. Bye.
Good night, guys.